כרגע אנחנו בפער של כמה מנדטים. לפיד וגנץ מובילים עלינו. הדרך היחידה לסגור את הפער, להבטיח שהליכוד ירכיב את הממשלה הבאה בוודאות, זה שיהיה ליכוד גדול, להביא את כל האנשים. צאו לדרך, נחל, ועוד נחל. תודה רבה לכם. תודה רבה.
אנחנו אוהבים אותו, שישתה שמפניה, שישתה תאכל גלידה, ושהבן שלו ילך לבלות. למה אתם לא הולכים לבלות? אנחנו אוהבים אותו, זה לא בושה. אחלה ראש ממשלה, והוא יהיה עוד 20 שנה בעזרת השם.
Netanyahu is a great politician. Whether you like him or dislike him, you have to agree that he is on a caliber, on a level that is much bigger than what Israeli politics usually produces. He has outmaneuvered everyone, including in his own party, so that he has no competition in his party. And when he called the early elections, he had no competition anywhere in Israeli politics. It took two parties, three former chiefs of staff, in order to come together, decide that they will rotate in power if they win the election, all in order to challenge Netanyahu, and still he might win these elections.
בבחירות האלה רק לביבי אני מצביע.
למה?
אני רואה את כל המעשים שלו, יוצא מן הכלל, בכל הדברים.
אני הולך להצביע לביבי. מעולם לא היה במדינת ישראל יותר טוב מהזמן של ביבי. מעולם, מעולם, מעולם. מצב כלכלי מצוין. אנשים חיים בשפע.
Israel needs Bibi. All over the world, they respect him, they love him, especially in the United States of America. Bibi Netanyahu has put Israel on the map of the world.
I'm supporting Benny Gantz, Kahol Lavan. We're voting for him because we need a change. We need to get Bibi out of the government. We need a new brain, a fresher brain in charge, someone that, you know, they've been in the military recently. We're not holding on to the past, we're not holding on to the Shoah. Okay, we're dealing with new situations that's happening today. We need to make two states, we need to make peace, we need to move forward with the situation.
I want Bibi out. Don't want to see his face again. Don't want to see his wife's face, and neither his son's face. He's very corrupt, and he's really a disaster for Israel.
רבותיי ורבותיי, קבלו בבקשה את ראש ממשלת ישראל, מר בנימין נתניהו, ורעייתו הגברת סרה נתניהו. קבלו אותם.
We have to remember that the most important issue in Israeli elections is not economic and social, it is not domestic politics, it's foreign policy and security. Now, on those two issues of foreign policy and security, on security, he's had the rug pulled out from under him because the blue and white party is headed by three former chiefs of staff of the army. So he can't say, I'm Mr. Security anymore. So he's focusing on foreign policy. And on foreign policy, he's in a league of his own. We are a tiny, tiny country, but our leader is on very good terms with the President of the United States, the President of Russia, the President of Brazil who visited. In other words, he's using his relative advantage to say, if you don't elect me, whoever replaces me will not be able to play in the international league that I have raised Israel to, and we will drop significantly. Had an Israeli member of parliament, an Israeli Arab member of parliament. The legal issues were announced weeks ago. If we would have seen voters moving away because of it, we should have seen a shift in the polls. We didn't. In other words, while we all expected the Attorney General's announcements to have a major political impact, it ended up that they didn't. We now move to phase 2. If Netanyahu wins the elections and begins to form a government, how many of the political parties, knowing that at some point he is probably going to be indicted, will be willing to sit in a government that is led by Netanyahu? But this we will only know after we have the election results.